Hey, Flathead Terry here. Hey, I have a droopy rear end on my 1968 Camaro. Today I'm going to put in new leaf springs to correct that situation. All right, here's a quick measurement from the bottom of the rocker to the ground. I measure about 7.5 inches on the driver's side. And on the driver's side front, I get about 8 1/8. So there's a droop of about 5/8 inches. All right, with my camera leveled, here is the left side that has a little droop to it. I don't know if the camera can really pick up the slope, but this side is definitely lower according to the right sides. All right, now that I have it up in the air, I got the wheel off. Let's take a look and see what I'm up against here. First of all, I noticed that the bolts are not original. The original owner told me he had some work done to the rear end, so somebody has been here before, and there's the other one there too. So, all right, going into the mounting plate, looks like these bolts, the T-bolts and nuts have never been removed. Looks like they dropped the whole rear end down, but left the leaf springs on. Okay, so that's going to take some effort. And here's a look at the shackle here too. So that's going to take some work too to get that off. So what I'm going to do is do the hardest first, which is try to get these bolts off down here. All right, but before I do that, I'm going to take the shock off first. All right, that didn't work. Now for some heat. All right, Mr. Torch is back at it again. There we go. All right, number 4. All right, let's get this other shock disconnected. All right, got all 8 of them. Here's the other side. All 4 are loose. All right, now this is where the fun starts, getting that nut off of that bolt that they stuck in there. So let's see what kind of fun this is going to bring me here. Excuse my reach. Well, as suspected, I figured it would start spinning. So, yeah, boy, here we go. I had to show you what the previous mechanic did. Basically, instead of putting a bolt in there, they put a nut in there. Here, let me just show you here. Let me see if I get this together here. You can see the whole stud moves, but the whole stud is coming out. Now, isn't that the bizarrest thing? Well, the stud they put in there is certainly long enough. All right, well, there's some kind of nut up there. I don't know if the clip or not. So, okay, well, that was successful. Let's go on to the next one over here and see what kind of magic lurks behind this one here. Okay, I wanted to show you miracle number 2 was getting this out, and sure, same thing. It's kind of a stud that they put in there. There's something in here. So anyway, that's 2, but now I'm still back to this guy right here. So I always have 2 out of 3 work nice, but it's always that last bad guy right there. All right, after several expletives, a lot of heat, vice grips, channel locks, we were able to get that nut off. So finally all 3 of them are out, and we can go from there. On to removing the shackle. I'm gonna get way up there. You can see that nut up there. That's the next adventure. All right, believe it or not, the nut came right off of that particular bolt up there. And it came off of there like no problem on this one either. I was able to loosen the 2 shackles up there. You can see them up there. So I got one loose and the other one is just dangling there. So we're good there. All right, now let's remove those mounting nuts here. Getting my workout today. That did not come out the way I wanted it to. Oh, watch out, camera. Look out. Coming through. Whew, got one out. All right, there's the passenger side. Now on to the driver's side. Right, the driver's side, a couple of miracles happened. You know, the Bolts came right out. Actually, the nuts came right off of the bolts that they inserted. So that's some good news. All right, I was able to loosen up these as well. No problem. Now let's go down here and get those off of there, and we're in business. Not sure if this is the best way to get it out, but it wants to go out this way, so I will take it out this way. Whew. All right, now that I have the springs out, I want to compare the height of them. As you can see, the originals are a little bit lower than the new ones that I have for it. Of course, they're not under load or anything, so it's not a great representation, but it gives me an idea of what I'm up against, and glad I'm replacing these original springs. All right, the next order of business is to remove these weights from the old ones and get them onto the new ones. Okay. Ooh, still flexible. There we go. All right, now to remove the top of the shock here, pull it out of the way. I like how the original cap is still in place. That's pretty nice. All right, let's get that taken care of. In order to get the proper spring replacement, you have to know your model number. In my case, it's 12467 for my convertible. On this chart out of the 68 Camaro assembly instructions, you'll see the rear spring identification there, which is the part number, and then the rate and the load. So for me, it's 115 is for the rate, and my load is 575 pounds. All right, I have the weights reinstalled in the approximate location as the old ones. All right, here's the originals up here of the pads, and here's the reproduction ones. These two are the same. These are both the lowers, but the uppers have a different little nub up here, and the location is the same over here when you buy the kit. So you'll just have to trim this off to use it that way. All right, here's the configuration that the previous mechanic, I won't even call him that, put in to mount those front brackets. He should have just went to the local GM dealer and got some of these J nuts here to snap in there. So I wanted to show you before I put them in place. All right, here's the J nuts installed. You can see them there. Got them in, no problem. Got to stretch them out a little bit. You also notice, you can see where I did some of the undercoating. I did some sanding with a brush, and then I sprayed some undercoating underneath there while I had that bracket and leaf spring off. All right, as you can see, I installed the mounting brackets up in the front here. I also painted the rusty metal brackets, sanded them down with a wire brush, and then applied a rust inhibitor on them. Okay, we're good there for now. So now I need to install the rear first. All right, along with getting the new J nuts, got some new bolts that are the appropriate ones. So make installation a little bit easier here, I hope. If I can get one started. Okay, got that one in. All right, I got those all snugged in. I'm going to tighten them later after I get all of the other mounting hardware mounted on the rear axle. I removed the jack stand and propped up the differential. So now it's flush over here. Now to get the mounting plate underneath. All right, ended up getting some fresh T-bolts. Make life a lot easier during reinstallation. All right. Got some fresh nuts too. These are just like the originals. Right here, you can see it's got a little nub on there, a little dent in there. But these are identical, so we'll do that. Just gonna make sure sure to get the rubber in the right position. I can see it's binding up back here, so let me get that straightened out. All right, I have both of the rubber mounts aligned. I also have all 4 T-bolts aligned with the 4 nuts attached. The front is all attached as well, and I have the rear attached. Everything just needs to be snugged up now. Now I'm going back to tighten these up here. Finish it up. All right, that one's done. Okay, got the upper rubber mount installed. Get into position. There we are. Okay, we got that. And now it's the rear shackles. Okay, these will be torqued later. Okay, let's get these fresh T-bolts in. All right, there we go. Want to make sure the grommet, the dampener, is in the right position here. All right, let's get this thing aligned here. I think that's where the problem is. We got to get this over here a little bit here somehow. All right, with my torque wrench set to 45 foot-pounds, we're going to tighten each one of these here. There we go. There we go. All right, there they go, all at 45. All right, good to go. All right, here it is. I just lowered it down. Definitely an increase in the height. We have about 9 1/4 lift on that side over there. And in the front, we have about 9 inches right there. Yeah, I know I'll have to take it out for a little spin. I know that it will settle a little bit more. And no more lean. Hey, overall, I'm satisfied with how it turned out. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.